It's a good day in the Hampton Road Show kitchen. Chef Bob from Farm Fresh is here making seared wild sockeye salmon with a citrus butter sauce. Chef Bob, you knew that salmon's my favorite, right?
That's why we had to show it here. But we also are offering this this week and probably till the end of the month, the sockeye salmon featured at Farm Fresh.
Even better.
And the reason why I'm bringing that up is the wild salmon just has so much more flavor and so much more. The texture's great. Recently, actually, the cost of this salmon is actually cheaper than a farm-raised, and that's basically because of the earthquake in Chile, and that's where all that farm-raised salmon came from.
Right.
But kind of wanted to, showcase that today. This dish, actually, the salmon, is one of a couple dishes we're making today, and this is going to be real quick. So we're going to come back to this in the second segment. We're going to do an appetizer also.
Oh, that's what we're starting on?
Yeah. I guess, or should we stop and go back to the ingredients on everything? We got the salmon.
Talk about what we have here.
Okay. I guess if we're going to follow the recipe, we have the salmon, the walkout salmon. We have lemon and lime zest. We have lemon and lime that we're going to squeeze for juice. A little shallot, and we have some canola oil that we're going to saute up. We have a little salt and pepper, and that's basically it for that one.
That's it.
Okay. And the next recipe, I know Andy and Virginia and everybody's like, come on, send me the recipes. I'll get these on. This is for the, basically a steamed mussels. We're going to steam mussels and scallops. And we're just doing it a little different way. It's just an old recipe I used to do back when I was in the restaurants. But we're going to, it's basically mussels. And you want to get the ones from like Farm Fresh. You can buy these in 2-pound bags. These are already debearded, meaning there's a little beard, almost looks like seaweed, that they attach themselves to the different things.
You mean so the mussel will look just like that, kind of closed up still?
Yeah, and this one was closed. It just started opening up since it's been sitting out for just a minute.
Oh, okay.
It's still good. I checked them all. So
I believe you.
But we want these are already cleaned, is what they call cleaned. Okay. And then we got some scallops, and the scallops we want to just make sure there's a little side muscle on them, just remove. These were all cleaned off for us before we got them, so those are fine.
Cool.
We have a little bit of leeks here, julienne leeks, some fennel, red pepper.
Not many people use the fennel in the cooking.
No, they don't, but I've seen it more and more, and you see a lot in recipes in seafoods. Because what it does, it kind of balances out some of that fishy flavors, and it'll kind of take that away and kind of mellow. So I'll mellow it out for you. A little carrots. We have a little seafood broth here. We have a little cream, garlic, shallots, and salt and pepper.
Oh, very good.
Okay. But we're going to just go ahead and let you kind of build this, or we'll start building this one.
Building the flavors?
Yeah, and we're just going to do this in a pot, and we're going to start with some of these. And I'm starting this on the bottom, and I'm going to show you why later. We'll kind of...
All right, there's no heat?
No, not right
no
now.
heat. Okay, you want carrots?
All right. And actually, we're not going to cook this till very end, till right.
All right, this is interesting, Chef Bob. Something different.
Yeah, something different. So you can actually build this the night before if you want. Well, I should say just before you have your part.
Just before?
Yeah. And so
what kind of technique would you call this?
The steaming. We're going to steam it. Okay? And then we're going to go ahead, and you can go ahead and add the broth.
The seafood broth. This is something you buy at the store?
Yeah, you can get it already made. It's on the shelf and near the soup areas or spice areas.
See how much I go check that out, huh?
And you don't really need to do a lot because we're just going to be steaming this, and it takes only like 5 minutes to process cooking. So add a little bit of cream in there.
The cream, all of this cream?
Sure.
Sure,
why not? Okay, and the shallots and then the garlic.
All right, and how much do you have here as far as
that's about 2 tablespoons.
And then you said garlic. All of this garlic?
Yeah. And that's about a tablespoon of garlic. Okay. And we're going to just spread that around. Now we're going to go ahead and drop the scallops in. Yeah. Okay.
Oh.
And the reason why I'm kind of doing this way, and we're going to show it again, was everything's on the bottom. When we actually cook this, we're going to put it into a container, and we're just going to flip it in there. Okay. And then you want to put a little salt and pepper.
I'm not visualizing that yet, so I can't wait to see it. Yeah.
So that's a kind of show you a little bit of salt and pepper, and then we're going to put the mussels in here.
Very cool. So you don't do anything to the mussels once you get them from the store?
No, but you do want to check and make sure they are closed, or if they will close. If you can press it like this, and then they'll start closing up on you. Know they're still alive. You want to make sure, okay? And you should be able to just open up the bag and you go through, pick out any that might have cracks in them and that kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
Put a little bit of white wine. And that's about it. And we're going to cover it, put this off to the side. It takes 5 minutes before we want to serve it. Then we're going to go with that.
That's it. Yeah. All right, so this is what part of the dish, though?
That's going to be that. We'll do that as an appetizer.
Okay, that's our appetizer.
Or a side dish, goes along with everything else.
Sounds good. Okay. What are we working on in the next segment?
Next segment, we're going to go ahead and sear the salmon off, and then we'll actually make the butter sauce and all of that for it. And then we'll have some sides. We're going to do some braised bok choy and some rice pilaf. And we have some crostinis that we're going to add to this, too. So.
We're just not going to leave the kitchen today. I think that's the whole key
That was
here.
the whole purpose.
All right, lots going on. We're going to send it back over to the couch, though, while we prepare our next segment here. We are happy to have Chef Bob here in the Hampton Roads Show kitchen. I'm distracted because you've got all of my favorite foods right in front of me. The crostini. And we're making seared wild sockeye salmon with a citrus butter sauce.
Right. And they call it also, you might see it as a beurre blanc sauce, and that's another name for it. But, well, kind of said, butter sauce is a little bit easier to roll off the tongue a little better. But we're just going to searing off the salmon. I just kind of want to get a head start on this. And just, you can kind of almost see if you look on the side here, it's about almost halfway done right now.
Yeah,
and it's been going for about 2 minutes.
Now, all you have on there is what kind of oil?
Canola oil in here, just basically because I like that because it doesn't transfuse a lot of olive flavor or doesn't have a higher smoking point.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't burn.
Okay.
And then we got this.
What's that? Salt and pepper on it?
Salt and pepper on there. That's all we're doing on this.
Do you do both sides or just one side?
I just did on salt and pepper. I just did one side. I mean, you can do both sides if you want, but just do one side. And we're stirring that off. I'm just going to take that just for a minute longer, and then we're going to go ahead and deglaze the pan and pull them out, and then we're going to start on the sauce. Okay?
Oh, okay. So you're going to put some wine in there then to kind of get that flavor on the bottom?
Yeah, or actually what I'm doing is just trying to loosen everything up. I always do that just to kind of finish off the cooking of the fish. I don't know, maybe it's an old habit.
Well, no, I think it's probably a good habit, that's for sure. But you've done something different actually here to our...
Yeah, I had to... back the old mine is kind of getting real rusty, But back in the rusty there, we did one of the main ingredients. We added some butter to that.
Okay.
And that's just going to go in, and actually we can fire this up for us right now.
Oh, because now it's about time to get ready.
Yeah, we're going to start bringing everything together here, and we're just going to and I'm telling you, it's just going to take. You'll see the butter melts and everything steams. Once the mussels open, which is probably about 5-7 minutes, it's done, ready to go. And I know we're a little ahead of time there. Okay, and the salmon here is about there. We're going to get these glazers. Don't worry.
I'm just stepping back a little bit.
Terry usually has a hairspray action, so.
It goes all the way up.
So we're going to just pour it out right now, okay?
Oh, so you really didn't keep it in there for very long, did you?
Not at all. And, the thing is, there's none of factor, to your personal preference. I like to eat my salmon, my seafood, probably about, and the fish is probably about medium rare fish in that.
But then, what you've done here is it's very, very crispy, it seems.
It has a little bit of crispness there. And then we're going to go ahead and just glaze the pan again, just a little bit. Okay, and then go ahead and add the scallops.
Okay. And this is for what?
This is going to be the sauce. We're building the sauce right now. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead.
The beurre blanc.
Yeah, and actually we're going to take this right off the heat. Okay, and then squeeze in the lemon juice.
You want this lemon juice?
Sure.
Okay.
And if you want to, or pass me these, and then you want to get the lime, so we'll squeeze that in.
And here's your trick, where you pour it into your hand,
Pour it into your hand, and you catch any of the little...
any of the seeds.
Right.
So I apologize if some get loose. Do I get the other one?
Yeah, that's fine.
And I'm told there are no seeds in mine, so I don't have a problem. Okay, so I'm going to let it go.
And then you can do the other lemon. I'm going to grab a whisk real quick.
But there's seeds in lemons, so...
And then, see, we have all this essence and all this flavors coming together in this pan.
Good.
And then we can go ahead and just add the butter. Like I said, we turn this off, add the butter. Just
all
a couple,
of it?
Yeah, about a couple pats at a time as I whisk. And I'm just going to add a little more...
you can tell, I think Carrie and I are both a little hesitant to cook with butter. I'm not going to lie. I don't know why, but I think are just a little hesitant. But the end result is so good.
It is. And, you're really, you're getting the flavors in there. And, you really can't get those flavors with a flavored oil, which is margarine. Right. You might as well just use a little bit of butter and just be happy with it.
I'm with you. I mean, and kind of enjoy it. I started to cook with cream because of you. So, I'm learning.
And this one, too, is I've done, if you want a little bit lighter sauce, you can add a little bit of cream to this, too, and let it all kind of work down. I'm going to, the heat of the pan just kind of dissipated a little bit. So, but see how this kind of works down? Now it's forming a sauce here. And that's the sauce we're just going to put on the salmon. And that's pretty much it.
That's it?
That's pretty much it.
And that's what a beurre blanc is.
A beurre blanc.
Do you want more butter? More butter. Okay.
It's actually a white wine reduction, and then you have the fold the butter into it. Okay. And there you go. That's good.
Is that good?
We just got a lot of people, and that's plenty right there. And instead, we could stretch this out by adding a little bit of cream if we want to, but that's pretty much what we're going to do, the plating, and that's pretty much where we want it.
Honestly, it sounds so complicated when you say, you know, a beurre blanc sauce, but that was it. And I mean, just adding it and kind of layering the flavors with the butter.
That's it. And then we could just add a little bit of lemon and lime zest.
Oh, right here?
And that's more for, yeah, it boosts the flavor a little bit, but also kind of...
just drop it in?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
And you can use it as a garnish on top of your salmon a little later, too. But
a little more?
Go
all of it in.
All of it in there.
Got it.
But, you know, and when we were trying to pick this dish, we didn't want to mask. I could have stuffed the salmon or done other things, but it's such a great fish, and we just wanted to showcase that. And just, you know, with a light butter sauce like this, just wanted to kind of keep that true to its nature.
I love it. We're going to put all this together, bring in Gina McVeigh coming up in our next segment. Very good, Chef. Thanks very much. Katie Kelly? This salmon looks wonderful, Chef Bob. Making this sockeye salmon, wild sockeye salmon with a citrus butter sauce. And the butter sauce is done. And so you're letting me spoon this on
just spoon a little bit on.
To the top right there.
Right.
And then this is bok choy.
Bok choy. And it's a baby bok choy, and I just simply just braised it real quickly and finished with a little wine and just kind of kept it all on the, what do you call that? The core there.
Oh,
just
right.
to kind of keep it together there. And kind of just
so you didn't chop it up. You just kind of kept it whole, sort of.
Yeah. You got to work a little bit on it, but that's... And then we're going to take the mussels here.
Oh, right. And show us what you're going to do with that.
And hopefully this... we'll get the drum roll here.
Okay, hold on.
Okay. Make sure it's not over.
Oh, right.
This
is live television.
Yep.
But I get what you mean. I mean, it kind of turns over, and there it is.
And there it is for you.
And they're all open. All the mussels are open, and the scallops look delicious.
And we have the colored veggies on top, and that's what we'll go with. And
delicious.
That's a little appetizer.
So you have here also the crostini. What did you do with that?
Crostini, we just is a ciabatta bread. We just sliced it, put a little bit of garlic butter on there, and fresh mozzarella, and then finish it off with a little fresh black pepper and oregano, fresh oregano there.
It is just the best. Let's. It's probably a good time to introduce Gina McVeigh. There are a lot of flavors here, so I imagine you've got some good things to work with.
A lot of flavors, but there's two important things to remember about Bob's Yummy Salmon. One, it's wild, so it has less fat. And the second is the sauce. And sauces are always key. It's very important when you're pairing wine to always look at the sauce, not just the protein. The sauce is lemony, it's lime, it has white wine, so a lot of bright flavors. So I picked 2 white wines to go with this. I didn't do red because of the sauce. And the first one is from Burgundy, Puy Fusé. And white Burgundies are always 100% Chardonnay. Red Burgundies are always 100% Pinot Noir.
Okay.
But it's a lighter, more elegant style, and I think it would really complement the citrus flavors in Bob's sauce. And the other, I'm a champagne girl.
I love that before.
I love all sorts of sparkling wine. And also a champagne is also very elegant, citrus notes, but also both of these rich enough to hold up to some of the fat in the salmon. And also both would go perfect with the mussels as well. Nice and light.
Very nice. I like the whole elegance. You've really stepped it up because, I mean, this is a dish
it's an elegant
that is elegant anyway. And then you bring in the, the pairings that you've brought in. That kind of really steps it up.
And you want to complement. Wine should be a condiment to your food. So you want to complement, and I know Pinot Noir sometimes is people go to with salmon, but not with this dish. It's just a little too elegant and soft for that.
Right. Save your red for another time.
Correct.
For another meal that you make. What kind of rice did you use here with that?
That's just a simple white, rice peel-off, and we just did a long grain rice, and we had some of the leeks chopped up, and some of the shallots that we had earlier, and then finish it with a little bit of chives in there. So just kind of wanted, add something.
So then we've got obviously the plates all set up, and this just goes on the side, and you add as you want, kind of family style? Or?
Family style, or just, you can serve this as an appetizer first, and then we have little dishes, and you can do that with the crostini, and then finish it with the meal.
Fantastic.
And then actually finish with our desserts that we bring from our bakeries.
I know. You are trying to kill us here, I think, in the kitchen, Chef Bob. Members of our audience wanted to know if they could have a little bit, and I said, you know what, we don't mind sharing it all.
Absolutely.
Chef Bob, Gina, thanks very much.